Alright guys, welcome back to Steven's Wrestle Talk here, my first wrestling talk video. So yeah, let's get right into it. So yeah, for Monday Night Raw, it was the opening segment was AJ Lee and Punk versus Seth and Becky cringe promo. It was nothing mind-blowing, but good enough for everyone to get their point across in displaying a feud. It had some physical combat, just slaps going on here and there. So I think Becky's promo was pretty much weak with no real crowd reaction behind anything she says. Their showdown lacked intensity. It seemed more like a therapy session with them talking about reading each other books. I don't like the cowardly heel act that Becky portrays because how is she going to talk about Punk talking about people behind their back, but she sneaks attack AJ. So she's just contradicting what she tries to make fun of, which I think that's just not a good look for a champion. So yeah, but unlike John Cena's and Brock feud, at least there's promos going on against each other. So I say it's a little bit better than what's going on with John Cena and Brock Lesnar because their feud makes zero sense. So I will give that segment of the show, I'll just give it a 5. I'll just give it a 5, to be honest. Nothing really crazy, nothing outstanding or anything, but I guess it's just passable for a feud because John Cena's and Brock feud is completely stale. There's no real immersive build-up. So I'm like, how can we really sink our teeth into this if there's nothing going on between them? Like, we have R-Truth coming out there doing promos against Brock Lesnar instead of John Cena. Like what are they doing, bro? What are they thinking? This makes zero sense in any storyline. It makes zero sense. All right, next up we had Americano versus Dragon Lee. To be honest, I really could care two shits about Americano or Dragon Lee. I think that match was complete garbage. It's like the match you get up and go to the bathroom on, which is what I did exactly that. The match was very lackluster. Dragon Lee taps out to Americano, and nobody cares. The match didn't last very long anyway. It was a complete filler match. End of story. That's it. So, after that, it cuts to Stephanie Vaquer versus Kairi Sane. I actually think that was a decent match. I think Kyrie actually is a good wrestler, and so is Stephanie. So I can see that they actually got some good chemistry together. So the match wasn't actually boring or anything. But I don't have too much to say about it. I don't got anything bad to say about that match. Just keep up with what they're doing. What they're doing is just fine. So yeah. And yeah, Stephanie Vaquer beats Kairi Sane. It was a good match though. Nothing bad to say about that. That was actually, one decent part of the show. One decent match of the show, I guess. So yeah. Also, they had the backstage segment with Lyra and Bailey. To be honest, I don't really care for their feud either. Their feud is meaningless and pointless. No interest at all for me. I don't really care for that. So yeah. Skip over to let's go to Rhea and Stephanie's backstage segment where Rhea's challenging Stephanie Vaquer. I think that would actually be a good, interesting match between them. I think they would actually have a good feud going on. So that's the only thing WWE's actually so far doing right with booking Rhea. At least they're booking her with a prominent star, but that still don't take away from the fact that the show overall was just terrible. If you're blind like Ray Charles, maybe you just don't see it, but yeah. If you were there in the good old days of WWE, you know what we got was way better compared to what we get now. Triple H is just not a good booker. Just gotta state it how it is, and that's just facts. Leave it to Triple H to keep on doing bad booking and staying at the White House, doing anything except for being at the actual show, going anywhere else at vacations. You would have never ever seen Vince McMahon not backstage at Gorilla watching his show in detail, immersed, engrossed in every little detail of the show. The fact that Triple H don't even be there, it just shows that he doesn't even care about the company. It's all about money, and it's just to fill their pockets because they're just so money hungry, and it's just despicable. They're running the company to the ground for profits instead of actually trying to book a good quality show. Wrestling was not built upon this type of method. This is not how it actually sustained itself, and they need to realize that and go back to what worked for them, because I think they're really just losing the plot and they're just only seeing dollar signs. They're not seeing feedback that actually people that are real wrestling fans that's been watching the product for the past 10-20 years, they're just not listening, and they just don't care. They just really just want to just keep making as much money as possible, which I get it. It's a business, but you can do both. You can make a lot of money and put out good products. Like, you don't have to just focus on one thing and just neglect the other, which I think that's what Triple H is doing. But until he really gets called out, like, by the mass majority, I don't know if this will slow down unless people just really just stop showing up to the shows and they just realize their tickets aren't really selling or something. Like, something has to change. Like, one thing has to give. Like, this cannot continue. Something will give way. I just don't think this will last throughout 2026 very successfully for them, to be honest. If they're going to keep going with this booking strategy, this is just not a sustainable business model, in my opinion. So, and for the last match, not gonna lie, I was very disappointed with this entire show, but I'm just going to talk about the last match. It was LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The match was kind of mid, to be honest. It was just an unnecessary match, especially when we're basically getting this match at WrestlePalooza, fucking loser ass show at WrestlePalooza. It's basically just gonna be the same thing, but without LA Knight. It's just gonna be Jimmy and Jay Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. It's literally what you're finna watch at WrestlePalooza, bruh. It's literally just the same thing. Wow, one person switched out. Big deal. Okay, whoop-de-doo. I think that them booking this match made no sense. I didn't really think it had a purpose on the show at all. I don't even know why it happened. I think this was also just a filler match for the show, because the show wasn't even 2 hours long. It was an hour and 45 minutes. And when I Googled how long Raw is, I haven't really watched a full Raw episode in so long since they debuted on Netflix. I Googled it. Triple H says they don't have like a specific runtime. They say, but an average of 2.5 hours. Yeah, they couldn't even meet 2.5 hours. They couldn't even meet 2 hours. Like, you're paying more, but you're getting less. Like, how is that? Who's standing for this? Like, you guys like really need to like step up to these companies and tell them like they really need to work harder and put out better quality shows, because we should not be like accepting this, because if you accept this, they're just going to do less and less and less and make you want to pay more and more and more. So I just don't agree with that type of business idea, because they're just getting more lazier with their content and the quality of it, and that's just not right for the consumer. But I think that with LA Knight, I feel like they're just not really booking him right. I feel like they can really book him a little bit better. Maybe have him more of a solo star or something. Same thing with Braun Breaker. Like, I don't think that they really need to really be involved in tag teams, to be honest. I think they really should try to push them more as solo stars and let them build and evolve like from there. I think what they're doing right now is just halting their careers, especially LA Knight. I feel like they should just push him a little bit better than what they're doing. Like, he does deserve like a championship of some sort, and the fact that he doesn't like have that, I just don't understand like what they're thinking. Like, what do they not see? Like, I just don't understand like what's going on there. Like, he's only getting older. Like, these people are only getting older and older and older. Like, they don't have a lot of time on them. So the fact that they're not trying to give them like a big push now just says a lot. Like, they're just booking them until the jobber status for life. And that's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing as a show, embarrassing as a product, embarrassing as a company for the locker room. Like, I feel like they just do not have respect for the stars, because they're just booking them just meaningless, and it's just not right. So yeah, I feel like Triple H, his booking is just not as good as it was in the previous years. It's like, this is definitely probably his worst year of booking ever. And it's probably just only going to get worse and worse and worse. It's based off his patterns. So yeah. And Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker beat LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. I really wish LA Knight and Jimmy would have won. I would prefer that ending instead, just so they can give, LA Knight just a little bit more of a push, just some more stamina. But oh well. That's just how it is. But yeah, like I said, they're halting his career. I'll give the show a 3 at best. Raw was just an absolute just letdown, to be honest. It's not what I grew up watching. Like, I didn't have any goosebumps about anything I was watching. Nothing really intrigued me. The show could have just been a lot better, but I just don't know what to say. It's just, they're just not booking it right. They need better writers, and just everything across the board just needs to change from the top to the bottom. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching Steven's Wrestle Talk. I'll be posting more videos soon, talking about SmackDown and talking about WrestlePalooza when that pay-per-view comes up. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts about WWE. Do you agree with what I have to say? Do you agree with the opinions of mine? Do you think these are like factual statements in some sort of way? Because like if you just look at the numbers on WWE, their numbers are just continuously to go down. So something obviously is not working, but they're still just continuing this model. So the numbers speak for themselves too. So yeah, this is just my opinion. Let me know your guys' opinion down in the comment section below of what you think of the current state of WWE and how would you probably fix it, or what would you do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, that was about it. And yeah, I'm out.